Some of you guys have an addiction of some sort that has taken over your lifestyle. Um, you've gotten to this place where some of you guys need housing. You may need electricity. You may need just resources in general. You have procrastinator here. So some of you guys have just been doinking around, not taking care of what you need to, and it looks like the consequences are here for that. Yeah. Some of you guys have an addiction to something strong, very strong. I actually had a vision of somebody on fentanyl this morning, frozen in place. It is a real memory of mine, and I don't use that shit, and it really traumatized me. So, with hospital in the reverse and also entity taking over you, regardless of who you are and what addiction you use, it's actually getting to this point where it appears like an entity is taking over you. And you can become very toxic and a portal way for dark energies whenever you're on any type of low vibrational place. So somebody could be struggling with something very serious, and we are here for you if you are. So if that's the case, then you need to reach out for help, not go to the hospital. For some of you guys, like some of you guys are struggling with trying to maybe go and get more care or attention. You could feel like you need to be loved or receive affection from people who are in the medical field. You may like physical touch. You may like quality time. You may like to just not feel pain in general. And when your body has gotten used to, especially the opiates, like you do feel pain significantly when you're not on them. From what I hear, it actually shuts down your body's ability to create its own pain relievers naturally, and it puts the body through extreme pains when it's not on it. And so some of the guys just feel like you go through extreme pain when you are sober, and it's really hurting you. It's making it to where some of you guys feel like you can't be sober without thinking about things that you have procrastinated on not dealing with. And you're going to have to actually literally deal with it, because you've gotten to the point now for some of you where you're out of housing. You are out of friends, family. You're out of resources because probably you owe money in every direction for some of you guys. And whatever it is that you have going on, even I hear some of you guys are getting an attitude because of a toxic lover. And this person is stressing you out. You could have had some jail recently, some kind of charges, some DV, things like that. Basically like a dispute of some sort. And it's because of the substance that you're on. Donate in the reverse. Safe in the reverse. You're not ready to quit for whoever you are. Only you. Someone you're training is not your friend. Yeah, they can tell that you're under the influence of something is what I think it is. If you're somebody who goes to work ever under the influence, they're watching you, and they're going to get you fired. They don't want to be around you. Like, your energy's weird. You need to be near water. You could be a carpenter. You could be into some kind of construction work in general. But they're actually looking at it like it's a safety issue. And that would be. I mean, if you're doing physical work with tools and wood and nails and all that shit, and some of you are even elevated from the ground, you could really hurt yourself. You're not having luck with dating either. Not even people with fetishes. It says that you need to stop going down the rabbit hole. Yeah, you're somebody who doesn't have to be in the situation that you're in. And people know that. Yeah, you turned down treatment for some of you, or you got kicked out of treatment, or you left treatment. Says you need to know that you are supported, understood, and appreciated at your better state. You need to let your loved ones know how much you value and appreciate them, and you need to dive below the surface to discover what's really going on. So, you need some time away. For some of you, you have a very powerful addiction, like literally. I mean, it seems like this addiction has really taken over your whole life. It's actually making people that love you think of you as possessed. Yeah, you're burnt out. You're laughing at people. Now, when they disagree, that could be another issue. They think that there could be an entity taking over you. There could be nothing funny about what they're saying to you. My heart's broken right now when I channel your energy. I'm getting a broken heart. Like, I feel like this is how people feel when they look at you. Broken hearted. You need to stay out of drama. You need to start eating lunch at work. Some of you guys are fighting with somebody, or you date somebody that you party with. And you may even do different things. One of you may have a different DOC than the other one, which would be a lot of time, like, you can either have either or, I guess, but either way, when you're going to work and you're fighting with somebody, when you're under the influence of anger, it just causes another fight. And it can consume you. Some of you guys are consumed about a fight that you had with your partner. And I feel like things have already escalated past the point of the fight. And there's now issues that have to be dealt with because of a fight. And it's like you guys are still, like, traumatized about the fight. Some of you are still talking about the fight. You're talking about how it occurred, maybe how the cops became involved. There's some cops in my energy right now. I feel cop energy. I know that there were some shootings going on this weekend too, over in Seattle, and basically some of you guys could have caught up in like a group of people that carry weapons too. This could be what scares your family. You could actually have gotten a gun yourself lately, and people are scared. They don't like it. They don't like this new friends group that you have, or whatever the fuck you have going on. I don't like it either. Some of you might have gotten a new knife. I see a knife here. Something about weapons. Somebody could be hiding something at a house that like wouldn't be able to normally be there. Let's say if you like live at your grandparents or your mother's house or something, you could have something stashed that you know damn well could get all of you in trouble. This could be product. I feel like some of you guys are moving with a group who is about to get into trouble, and you could end up getting popped with them. You don't have the skills with this DOC to get out of trouble. This DOC seems like it changes your entire demeanor. And it makes you act in a way that is violent and aggressive. And you're not going to have a clear enough mind to stop yourself from doing something that you're going to majorly regret. Sometimes we have to lose to gain. That's the second one in reverse. And donate in the reverse, you're not willing. And then it says you don't care on the other side, and I believe that. You're not willing to quit. You're not willing to flush it down the toilet. You're not willing to stop. You need more when you're out. You need more before you're out. You're becoming very dependent, whoever you are, on your product, your new lifestyle. And it's going to lead you to possible death. Yeah. Repetitive thinking equals repetitive behavior in the reverse, and performance factor in the reverse. Some of you guys could get like a bad batch, honestly. And it could literally make you brain dead of some sort. Your brain is on the line here. Whoever this read is for, I've never done a read like about this kind of shit. And actually, my baby dad overdosed and died, and so did my dad. And so I'm pretty familiar with this shit. And both of them decided to get on the opiates. So not a good idea. It will fuck your brain up bad. Like, they will shut it, part of it down. And then if you're somebody who already uses a different thing, a stimulant with a depressant, you're going to basically ask your brain to do 2 programs at once that can cause it to crash. That's why the fuck people overdose. You're really giving me some strong feelings here. And this morning when I was in the shower, I did have a vision of somebody that was frozen in place on fentanyl. And I'm telling you, man, this whole read is bad. This is a bad read. You've done a lot of bad things since your time on this stuff. But what is the baddest of all is that your life is on the line here in this read, whoever you are. You don't show any signs whatsoever of wanting to quit your drug of choice. That's a problem. You're gonna die. Whoever you are, your body is changed. Your mind is changed. You're different now. An entity takes over you is the number 1 card you start with. And hospital in the reverse, treatment in the reverse, procrastinator, burnt out. You're being told to stay out of drama. Now you're not thinking about nothing at all anymore. You're not willing to lose friends. You're not willing to give up lovers. You're not willing to stop using. You're not willing, like, if somebody caught you with drugs or whatever and they were like, give it to me now, you would not give it to them. You would fight for it. Oh, really? Oh, it's like, whoa, those Airbnb guys have a different hair look today. I think I like those ones more. No, I don't. I don't know. I gotta look at their faces sometimes, see if I think they're a happy couple or not. I'm kind of a big on happy couple watching. Alright, this is not good though. Elder neglect and abuse. That's what I'm saying. Somebody lives at home with like a grandparent or an elderly parent, and you're actually putting this person, you could have actually like picking up an image of somebody actually putting hands on their elder. Like, get out of my way. You know, whether you were drunk and you were like, fuck you, leave me the fuck alone, and you threw something, it doesn't matter. That is not how you would have normally treated your grandparent or mother or father. That's where they're like, what is going on? And like, the chemical imbalance is causing anger inside of you, whoever you are. And it does do that. When I don't use fentanyl, but whenever I get high, oh yeah, I turn into a raging fucking bitch. And I think I'm immortal, and I pretty much treat people horribly. When I first started to use when I was younger, that's where the Bruce Almighty card came out. You just start to feel really confident and cocky, and it's different. You're not loving, you're not caring, you're not up in the morning at this time, you never went to bed. And so you're living a nightlife, and it's not, you don't have any day balance anymore. We've all been there. And we all dream of someday waking back up in the morning and actually being on the same schedule as our loved ones. And so I'm not mad at you. I'm scared for you. I'm scared for you because I see violence occurring in this read very quickly, if it hasn't already. When I see other people being involved, like, this is a group setting of somebody flipping the fuck out. You're obviously approached by somebody, whether this is a feud that you have in the drug world or this is a feud that you're having with your personal family, and they are done with your shit. You're going to react. is the point. You're very burnt out too. You need to get some rest. If there's any way you do by chance run out of drugs or whatever this week, I recommend you try to sleep a little extra. Just because of the fact that you're about to flip. And at least your fucking bad homies should be looking out for you a little bit. You know, I don't know that you have anyone you can turn to. In my mind right now, I was picturing you trying to find a place to sleep without being interrupted. I don't know if you have that.
Ooh, pink shirt.
Caterpillar, you're growing right now. But you're slipping up. You are growing. For some of you, you could have been again. Like, I feel like you maybe had like a real sheltered life. Not sheltered, but you like maybe your grandparents, you know, or your parents, like, and I don't know that it's everybody's parents. I'm picking up a skipped thing where like some of you are really close to your grandparents and you actually live with them. I think some of you guys are expressing the anger that you have towards your mother or father for not being there. You could have lost some people to death. Some of you guys are being, you turned in between like 18 and 25 this year. And now you are just doing the 18-year-old thing where you grow up and you can make your own rules and do what you want. But some of you guys never went through the struggle like financially as a young person. You went through the struggle of like losing your mom or your dad and being raised by your grandparent. But they took great care of you. Like some of you guys, maybe you got to go to Disneyland or something. Like basically they love the shit out of you. And they told you things like your parents should have been there for you and you're still a great kid. You know what I mean? But then when you turned 18, you ended up not really knowing the struggle of what it was like to be a fucking struggling adult. And so now it's like they almost want you to pick up and do the right thing because that's what you were taught. But you really don't know much about that because you were not really being taught. You were struggling with the neglect of your parents not loving you or being there for you. And so you might have been having a lot of things in your schedule, like sports. You could have been put through sports. You could have had a lot of distractions. And then when you get big now, it's like it almost hits you. They weren't there for me. And it's not like you haven't fucking processed that the whole time, but I think you were busy. And now that you're 18, things have slowed down a little for you. Yeah, not really. Like your lifestyle is very quick. But as far as the good things in your life, how many of them left do you have? Do you play your sports anymore? What in your life that you used to do you do anymore? Some of you guys are actually just processing, I think, for the first time without distractions, your losses from your childhood. So it's coming out in your adulthood. But you need to just gather yourself right now because you have a really great life. And some of you guys are going to throw it down the drain over a drug or an alcohol. Truly. And I'm scared for you. You're going to end up in prison or dead. Or somebody's going to end up hurt. There's drama going on with some of you guys, with your friends groups, with your families. You're actually getting physical with each other and the cops are getting involved for some of you. There's been some breakups that occurred, some divorces have occurred. Like this whole addiction thing, it's got to go bye-bye. It's causing you guys to be different people. And people fight already, you know, as it is. But this fight doesn't need to occur. And if I saw anything in here that said you were like taking care of what you needed to during the day other than just this, I would defend you a little bit. But I don't. I don't see that you've had nothing but loss. You have lost now. There's literally nothing, and you're also not willing to quit. Some of you guys need more. You've become dependent on it. You actually cannot function through the day without your drug of choice now. And you're angry. You're not happy. And people are not happy when they're around you and your energy. Some of you guys have behaviors or body movements that people are watching. Deep clean and rearrange your space. Snap housing. Because some of you guys are about to get kicked out of your apartment. With snap housing, you could have an inspection coming, or you could literally be asked to move suddenly. That's what I'm seeing. It's because you procrastinated on shit. Some of you were asked to do assessments, period. Go to a counselor, see a doctor, go to a fucking therapist, whatever it is. You didn't do it. Your loved ones have actually been reporting you for whoever you are with respect to their privacy on this matter because they're actually scared for your life. And I don't usually go with fucking snitch ass bitches, but I'm scared for your life too. So that you need to take a few steps back to review your behavior. You need to review the things that you have procrastinated on, because you could be like, this could be your last week for some of you. I'm picking up a very strong energy that for some of you guys, not alive, that's not what I feel. But if you're like on DOC, or you have any type of legal advocate involved with your stuff, they could be having meetings about you already and just saying, so, how's Ralph's case going? So not so good. Honestly, it looks like they went through a breakup, and then this and this, and that's what's going on. And so that's what they're looking at here. They're going to be like actually evaluating the progress or the decrease in your progress since the last time they've seen you. And somebody could actually be talking to them about some experiences that they've had with you recently. And can you go over there? I'm like literally doing my live. You just keep trying to interrupt my shit. I'm literally doing my live right now. Well, shit, it's not like you don't fucking know that. I don't know. Worry about what others think too much. Sperm donor in the reverse. Fucking idiots. Some of you guys are not returning to past memories from photo albums because I do think that you are grieving from a death. And you have the donate in the reverse, so some of you guys could be hoarding items from people who literally have already passed away. That could be another thing that's contaminating your space or your energy, is that you have all these items from memories and moments that honestly brought you sorrow into your life. And so when you keep that energy around you, that's what it will put off. Some of you guys just are being asked too, what did you do this weekend? And you're like, I was making love, bitch. No. Some of you guys called out of work too. You didn't go to work. You were supposed to be at work. And they're done with it. They asked you to stop doing that a long time ago. For some of you guys were literally warned that if you called out from work one more time, you were going to get fired. So that's happening. Some of you guys really liked your job too. I'm picking up one of my friends. They loved their job. They were so happy with it. And they actually had the same problem here. Fentanyl. They fucking lost everything. Their car got seized. Job lost. Got kicked out of their place. And they might be even on the run. No shit. And it was all a fan from here. So, yep. I knew them from here. saying, Empress, hey, I'm fucking this person, and I watch your channel for this reason, and I've literally watched their whole life go downhill, and it's sad. Every person that I know that does this loses. So, do be aware, but you can't win on that path. Ooh, everybody here wakes up really early and they start walking dogs, like before the sun even rises. I don't know that I would do all that, but I do miss my dog. I'd probably be like hanging him off the balcony, and then I would just see if he would pee. I'm just kidding. But yeah, dude, this breed seems pretty sad. You're gonna need to go to treatment, is what I see here. Like it's there's nothing here for anybody that says that like if you stay home, you're gonna have the success that you would like. And that's just because it's just too deep for you. You may need to even move. Like for whoever you are, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. This addiction is deep. I've been through 16 treatment centers. So I know what it's like to be an addict. I have my days. But this, you could have some strong friends involved. Like guns, weapons. I mean, you're pretty deep for whoever you are into this shit. And I even live outside of the town that I did all my partying at. So it's very difficult to stay within a space with that much activity going on. Some of you guys are actually just really need to rest. And if you're into anything that has like an opiate in it, again, your body is going to feel so much more pain. Same with alcohol. Like alcohol and opiates actually numb the body a lot. Like meth will too. I know that a lot of people that like have tooth pain, even though meth like rots the teeth, I know a lot of tweakers will say their teeth start to hurt real bad when they sober up. But the alcohol, it can actually cause a lot of internal bleeding and their liver and shit shuts down. And the opiates numbing, like it stops your body from producing natural pain relievers. And so we get used to our body doing that on a regular basis. So I couldn't tell you what it feels like for my body not to produce natural pain reliever. But if you're somebody who has an opiate issue, and your body no longer produces natural pain relievers, you're on a whole different level of daily pain now. And I haven't researched if and when your body starts to do that again for you naturally and at the same level that it used to. So those are all things that we're going to need to research to figure out how. That's why you need to go to treatment, because they need to know where you're at on your daily use. It's not that you're in trouble. It's that we need to come up with a POA, which is a plan of action to know how much time and effort do we need to put in to get you to a place of even comfort. And you have to be honest and willing to get to these appointments to do that. A lot of people fear going to them because they're like, oh, well, then they're going to know and I'm going to be in trouble. Hey, that's not what it's about. It's about us knowing the length of time and the plan of action to get you healthy again. And we're all addicts. Most of us are addicts in these places already, helping other addicts. That's what a sponsor is. And nobody's saying that you have to be perfect on a daily basis. That's why we call ourselves the Bill of Bloods. Because we don't expect our group to be perfect. But what I can tell you is that you're on a rough road here for whoever you are. And you're going to have consequences that angels can't go where everybody goes. And I don't want to lose you. You may find that maybe if you leave town and hang out with somebody else, offering personal input in the reverse. Yeah, you're not telling people much. You need to reconsider your actions. You're keeping basically what we've talked about today to yourself. And a lot of your family is wanting to know what's going on with you. You might, they may not know anything about this lifestyle, and maybe that's where they're even going as far as saying an entity is taking over you. So, you might want to just let them know. No, mom, dad, I got caught up in something. Maybe you have a really good family that doesn't know anything about this shit at all. And so you need to just say, no, I got caught up in something, and you need to go do an assessment with a counselor, a treatment counselor. Not even just counseling, you need treatment. You need to do a drug and alcohol assessment is what I recommend. Some of you guys could be involved with gangs or something like that, and you can't just leave. I'm aware of that. Yeah, some of you guys are going to lose your place, possibly. I see now leasing over there, and I also see no train horn for the railroad crossings. So obviously, just like something will happen without a warning to you, a big problem with the train. Yellow for that car just makes me think about pee. If you are to take a UA, it's going to fail. Some of this pee didn't turn out right. You could have already submitted a UA. It looked weird in color. It was very deep. For your urine that you did, it would have been yellow as fuck, like orangey yellow. So you'll know. You could. I'm hearing the word tainted. Yeah, I see lots of yellow. I see 3 yellows. This makes me think of UA. Some of you guys could do something with the law or the military or something with this lighter here. Maybe you have something like this going on, which would be a big turn of events. It would make sense that somebody would think an entity has taken over you if you came from a family of good health. That'd be weird. Ooh, we do have a card today that says a guilty official. Ooh, that'd be crazy. So now this is just taking a random turn, but some of you guys actually could be going to court against somebody that you think is guilty, and you're actually maybe like suing an official. And I feel like this could actually possibly be what an official could be going through too. With elder neglect, you could have a parent or an elder, anybody, even a child at school, where you actually feel like an official did something wrong. And I do feel like they're saying that somebody is definitely under the substance use or something here that could get them in big trouble. I'm excited to start the adventures. I'm kind of a bitch. every day. I'm kind of hungry too. It's like breakfast time. It's everything time. I don't think I'm gonna blow dry my hair today. I'm not even about to use that stupid blow dryer. Okay, done. No, I look like a weirdo. I look like some kind of. I'm getting chubbier. It's because I've been eating every day and not partying, and it is good for us. So try it. No matter if you have a good time when you party or not, it doesn't turn you into your better self. You guys always call me out. You'd be like, "You're fucking higher than shit, bitch, and you need to stop using drugs." And I'm like, "Damn, they caught me." And so I just try not to use them because you guys don't like that terror very much. And I can do it if I want, sure, but I care about actually how I make other people feel, and you guys are here for me, and so I just try to be thoughtful. And that doesn't mean that we're going to be perfect. You don't have to be like every day, like, oh, I'm never even a perfect person. I'm never going to use again. Like, I don't expect you guys to say that, but what I can tell you is that whoever you are, your soul is dying. Your soul is dying. You're in a deep part of your addiction right now where you're losing everything around you and your internal is turning black. And I have been there before, but it's been a lot. It's been, thank God, a while. Um, for some of you, somebody died. You could have also had a separation with a work crew that meant a lot to you. It could have been your favorite time ever at work, basically. Um, and it's no longer a thing. And ever since then, you've been trying really, I'm hearing spiraling out of control. You had a deal go south with somebody, and it could have honestly been at the beginning of your addiction here. If you think back and ask yourself, did you by chance use, or was this involved in any way? This person just caught it quick. They knew where it was going to go, and they said no thank you to it. And it all leads back down to your sobriety for whoever you are. Your work self and your high self is two different things. And people don't, the people that you collaborate with when you are not high don't like the you that is high. And that's normal. They don't like me either when I'm high. Everybody likes me sober. You guys like it when I wake up in the morning and I cook food. Everybody says I'm happy to see you doing your cooking videos. You guys will always know when I'm not cooking, I'm fucking high. And I act like an idiot. And I rage. Well, what drugs do is it stops the part of your brain that can open up healthy memories and make new memories. And it actually opens up the brain and it pulls up all the most traumatic memories you've ever went through. And you start raging on it again. That's where you'll hear me go off on my mother and my sister and Martin and who killed him and maybe my dad's death. Those and Zeke and Brooke. Those will be my rampages. Other than that, I'm pretty golden. But I notice you need to notice what are your subjects of rampage. So subjects of rampage just mean that you are still traumatized by it. You're upset. It hurts you. You haven't healed. At least, pay attention to see a growth in those areas too. I used to flash back and see Martin's hanging body for years. Now at least I'm to the point where I'm like, just handle things different. Made me handle things different with my dad's death too. When you go on these rampages high, you probably are the one who knows the most information, but the way that you're expressing this information makes you the least heard. You're coming out frantic. You look weird. Your health is poor. Your weight is off. People hear you speaking at such a fast pace, they don't hear what you're saying. They see the way you look, and they hear the way you sound, not what you're saying. And so some of you guys are feeling not heard. 1 gram. Some of you guys You consider yourself dealers, but you could have small amounts, like 1 gram, $100 worth, things like that, where you're coming back trying to basically do for free, and you're not. You have a house full of people, or you maybe even live in a house with other people. It's like frat house energy, small bag energy. You're barely making it energy, but then you're still also you like even if you had like $100 to make, you maybe have 30 or 40 of that, and you're still trying to figure out how to get the other 60 to get that 100 and get your re-up. I'm hungry now. That's how it needs to be. You guys just need to get hungry. Let's see. So I think BLTs is a good this morning. I have bacon. I could do bacon, egg, and sandwiches too. Probably do that. Let's do bacon, egg, and sandwiches for breakfast. You want to wake up and eat. I'm not mad at you for any of this. I just want you to know that you guys do have friends here in this group that understand what you're going through. But I don't know that you have anybody around you that you know of that you feel is anyone that you could talk to about this stuff. And so I recommend maybe just go into self-help groups online if you need to. Stop spending so much time doing your stupid reels. When you're on here on YouTube, do 20 minutes a day of TED Talk or something. I love TED Talk. It's one of my dream jobs. There's tons of inspirational speakers on here where you can keep your shit private. You don't have to tell people, what you're going through. I don't really like to either. I do it now. Tell you guys everything that I went through now because I don't want any blackmail on me. I don't want to live a life of fear and secrecy. I want to be who I am every day, even if it's high, if it's not high. And I want to know that I'm still a human being and I deserve to continue to have hope for a better day. And I think you should too. You deserve that too. You don't need to be surrounded by people that are telling you up to do one thing or the other because I don't think that you're probably going to end up being either one of those people after this experience. You're changed. What you've seen in the world now, in this dark world, it changes you. And most of you have respect and love for the people that are still back where you came from after this recovery. You should. You're probably going to end up being a light worker when it comes to addiction. You will be an advocate. You could be a sponsor. What you've seen and what you've been through here is very deep. It's one of the deepest addiction reads I've ever done. I'm very familiar with addiction, and it's a very powerful thing. And most people don't understand a damn thing about it. Truly. But you have a big duty here on earth for God, is what I feel like your message is. You're a very intelligent person. You can help a lot of people that go through the same thing that you go through. But you are doing something that's so strong, you could put yourself in a situation to just burn yourself out before you ever have an opportunity to do any of God's work. And I don't know how that goes. My heart's starting to become sad. Like I just got an image that maybe you wouldn't get to go. And I don't even like saying this. But I feel like we have to do some of God's work is the message in order to get to God. And I want you to get stuck in the 4D. Like this. The 4D, the bottom 2 layers are hell. And those who don't do their work have to go there. Before you get the choice. If you ever get strong enough there to elevate. It's a 4-level thing. God's on the top 4. So if you go dying like this, you're on the 3D. So the first level over is the deepest, most angriest spirits that never crossed over. Murderers, drug dealers, rapists, those bad boys. It's like 13 Ghosts. Or Gothica. It's the twitchy ones. It's your scary movie, bitch. I don't want to see you in there. If you can't talk to people that aren't even on drugs about your problem, you think you're going to want to go to the fucking 4D? Like this? Without nothing. There ain't no fucking dealer in there. You'll be wide the fuck awake. Dead. Stuck. Until you figure it out there. That's why the Mormons, which this is not even about Mormon, but the Mormons are the closest thing to the tarot transition, actually, surprisingly. And that is why they try to get people into the temple to help people that are passed over cross over. Tarot and the Mormon actually are two closest things on that. They talk about 4 levels too. Everybody else talks about heaven and hell being pretty much what you can imagine, probably being under the ground and all the way through the clouds. It's not. It's 12 realms. And heaven and hell are a mixture of the 4D. They're there together. You're on the 3D. God's on level 4. It's like a 4-story house. So to get to God in the 4D, you have to go through 1, 2 stages of hell. 3rd is reincarnation, and 4th is heaven. So you are on the 3D. And you know, if you are a good person here, you bypass those first 2. You go right to reincarnation. And you're asked, do you want to go back down to earth and do more work? Or do you want to go to heaven? But when you're not a good person on earth, the rumor is you get placed somewhere in the first 2 levels of the fucking 4D. And that is why they talk about astral traveling. Because some people that don't get good night rest here are sleeping and going to the 4D to help people move into heaven. So that's what a light worker is. That's what a fallen angel is. People that fight other people's battles for them on the 3D. That's what a 144 is. There's only 144,000 people that fight battles on this earth. And there are over 8 billion people. You're one of those people, just so you know. So whether God is talking to you right now, and he's kind of serious. He's very serious with you right now. He's letting you know. You know damn well where you're at, ain't suiting you or nobody. You're way too smart. You're somebody who wouldn't even tolerate this shit. And now all of a sudden you're about it. I know that you're sitting in rooms looking around thinking, how in the fuck did I end up here? And God is with you. You have God in your heart. He's your soul. So you're bringing God into these drug houses and shit. He don't want to be there. He's asking you to please stop inducing your body. Like your core center is him. He don't want to feel this way. Okay? And he's not going to feel this way, is what he's telling me. This read is very direct. There's been many messages that for whoever you are in this read today, and I hate to even put it out there, but like, bro, you're going to have some like fatal consequences, is what I'm hearing. Facts. And if you do that, it sounds like you're not going straight to heaven. It sounds like for you, I don't know what kind of smart person you are, but you could even have had a previous hella strong relationship with your higher power. Your higher power is legit pissed at you right now with respect because of whatever potential you have to offer that you're not living in a state of. The way you're behaving, it's like you're almost like this huge alchemist too. You're powerful of some sort. And your powers are actually going nowhere. You're going to get blocked because you are so sloppy and moving around everywhere. with this new thing that not even any, like the devil don't even want to work with that shit, man. Like some of you say things that can fuck things up in business meetings. Some of you guys have, you're just flailing around. Somebody's fucking weird looking with their body. You're either too much, or as I saw somebody just completely frozen and still in place. So you need to chill out and just at least be aware of when other people are noticing. You need to chill out. Even when my fans say it, I chill out. You gotta know when what days to be bad and what days not. Some of you, I'm seeing somebody that blinks. Your eyes are not the same anymore. Some of you are like blinking a lot. Somebody's being watched at work. Somebody has like a weird thing. You have a weird some. For me, like I said, I talk too much, I rage, and I lose weight. Find the pros in being sober. What are some things that you really love about yourself when you're sober that you lose? Like, I lose my boobs and my butt. And so, guys obviously want girls to have nice boobies and a big old juicy butt. And so, you can always think they like it thicker. They don't want a girl who's all skinny. And so, I just think about other things. Also, I talk very positively. I laugh all the time. I'm giggly. I cook great meals. All that goes out the door. And people miss this under you. You can do it with me. It's a day-by-day thing for me. I'm not high today. And I actually don't feel dependent on it, luckily for me. But some of you guys need to just slowly flush it down the toilet. That's how it'll start. Whenever you get another bag, I want you to just look around the room. And usually what you're going to see is just people robbing each other. Everybody's broke. Fucking weird dude over here, fucking moving over here, weird. You know what I mean? Whatever the fuck you see. And I want you to really just like take note of that. And hopefully it'll increase. Some of you guys actually are hurting a lot over somebody that died. Your spirit guide is telling you to go to a photo album with past memories. And I feel like these are from your childhood. This is not a photo album unless this is an ex that died. I feel like this is a passed away loved one. It could be a lover. Some of you guys did lose a husband or a wife, or a girlfriend that you were in love with. And some of you guys just lost anybody in your family. Sis, it could be literally anyone, but I do feel like it's a passed away energy. You have pictures with this person from your childhood. This could be your best friend, your brother, your sister, whatever it is. You have not actually talked to them since they passed. And I feel like that is the barrier why you use. I'm picking up a brother energy that felt like he had to pick up the slack once another male died in the family. Or there's anybody, but specifically there's some male that felt like they had a lot of work to do after a death occurred. And I don't feel like you ever grieved it. Sessions. Yeah, you need sessions of counseling. And don't be afraid. I've went to 16 treatment centers. That's why I'm here today with you. I don't regret it at all. The only thing we ever regret is that some people say we should be embarrassed because we supposedly needed help. And you should never be embarrassed. You should be proud of yourself for being willing to be vulnerable. That's why I tell everybody what I do. I don't want anybody telling my story for me anymore. It's a hard one to tell. And some people are talking about your story because you're not. And so they're just trying to figure out what's going on, alright? So just keep strong. And I don't think you're probably going to tell them much about it. You seem very private. And you also seem I'm feeling observant. I'm seeing somebody who's actually quiet and watches around the room. I feel like you are very smart, and you, if anything, what happens to you, I'm picking up, is somebody will try to talk to you, and you flip the fuck out. So that's how I think that goes. I don't think you give two fucks what they have to say, and you sure as fuck didn't ask them to talk to you. And so you're quick as fuck to shut somebody up, and it's ice cold. And that's where people are thinking of you as an entity as taking over you and angry. But really, you just don't have tolerance for it, and you don't respect these bitches. You wouldn't be there if you weren't in a low vibration. And so it's almost like you're in a group of people that you seeing this. I just feel like you would have, like, if you were basically your old self in a younger day. Some of you played basketball or something. You had friends that didn't smoke cigarettes or party, basically. And so now you're in the group that's partying. Let's say if you were a fucking UFC fighter, they're pretty big on not smoking and all that shit. And so if they do have a smoke, they actually go to the side and they hide. And they're very adamant about not letting any of the other athletes see them drink or smoke. So that's kind of the vibe. But I also just feel like you're angry at yourself. You're angry at the world. You might be angry at God. Somebody's homie died. A male died. That meant a lot to you. And you're fucking pissed, bro. That homie wants you to just know that they're doing fine. They love you. And that God has them and that God has you too. And that they appreciate you. Some of you, that was your homie, and you feel guilt that maybe they wouldn't have died if you were there for them. I'm starting to get emotional. Feel like you should have been able to keep them alive. There's a male here that feels guilt that somebody died and they were not able to save their life. You could have had an argument with this person right before the event. That is not why they died. They want you to know that. They were going to die no matter what. This is a test of self-forgiveness. It's not your fault that this person died. And they want you to forgive yourself for that. And stop blaming yourself. I want you to know it was going to happen either way. Yeah, some of you guys could have been even at a party, possibly, when this person passed. You could have been doing something in the social scene, and that's where you're stuck in that state of trauma. That's how that goes. Like, if you're having a great day, and you are an innocent person, and you see something crazy, your brain actually programs that shit permanently. That's what trauma is. And it implants itself in your soul, in your heart, and that's what they call the rabbit hole. No matter what, your brain will be a clear racetrack without no cars on it when you're born. And every time you have a memory, it becomes a car on your track. And all of a sudden, some of you guys have more like a fucking freeway of cars. And some of you guys have just a nice paced racetrack of traffic. Some of you guys that don't process events have freeways of memories inside of you. And it's driving you fucking crazy. But there are 4 sections to the brain. And you're supposed to allow memories to go through each one. And that's where you see the event. And then you have to accept and process. First, you see the event. First, you see it, and you're like, holy shit, dude. The neighbor just got shot. And you, like, let's just say I'm right here, and I see a shooting, okay? I'm seeing the event. You need to ground yourself. You need to be like, holy shit, because you see the event. So that alone is going to be crazy, you know? Blood, whatever the fuck, somebody dropping, you know, that's a lot. Next thing now, you need to take it to stage 2, and you need to accept, you need to process the event. So processing would be you saying it to yourself. Okay, somebody just got shot. Stay calm. 911. That's where you're grounded. Because when you see events, it freaks you the fuck out. And you go into fight or flight naturally. That's it. Do what's right is a trained thing. It's you being mindful. It's you being grounded. And so now you're going to accept the event. You're going to call 911. You're going to be like, somebody just got shot. They are on the ground right now. And then you accept it. And that is a sad thing to do. To accept an event, you need to now say, somebody just died in front of my face. I saw that. And then you need to go and talk about it. Because in 60 days, your brain will program that trauma permanently. Permanently. It will always be a memory for you. And every time you hear a gunshot in the future, you're going to maybe be startled. That's what post-traumatic stress disorder is. You now have permanent fear. Before that, you didn't. You know, it's like when you get into a car accident. Now you're scared a little bit. That's why they say, process the event. It happened. It happens. You go to a class and they're going to say, you know, every 21 minutes, actually, somebody dies from a drunk driver. They're going to say, every 5 minutes, somebody dies from an overdose. And 72% of those are from fentanyl added to it. You know, you're going to start to learn the facts. You're going to process. You're going to register the event. And you are going to become more knowledgeable and, unfortunately, aware. Wisdom to become wise, you trade your innocence. You trade your ignorance. It is not free. But you can pull yourself out of a state of trauma by going to these classes. And that is where I learned all of this. And so had I been embarrassed and not willing to do that, I couldn't even be here to tell you that what you went through is terrible and it's sad. And the words get better is not how they do it in therapy. You're told to, in 60 days, that if you don't feel like you're over anything, death, a shooting, the most traumatic events, they qualify you as PTSD after a 60-day mark if you don't score on your lower end of that being traumatized into you. So many of us don't recover from things in 60 days. Nobody told us that. Nobody told us that in 60 days we were supposed to be better. What the fuck? How many of us are fucking better after 60 days? Yeah, fucking right. So that's what the brain has the potential to do. Nobody taught us about any of that. They use the terms get better, which makes people feel I'm bad. Well, then I don't really want to talk about it because I already just told you one thing and now I'm apparently this bad. Now I have to get better? You already felt like shit. Get better comes off as work to do. And it's offensive. It's like, who the fuck are you to tell me to get better? I already feel, why don't you get better? All of a sudden, you just want to tell them to get better. That is not the fucking answer. that you were fucking needing. Get Better needs a plan of action with a deadline. That's how the fuck they do that. And nobody gave you a plan of action. They insulted you, told you what they thought about you and how you'd be, and what was wrong with you from their perception. They're not a fucking professional. And they should have never fucking diagnosed you. They can go get better themselves. You need help in a way that you can feel safe and heard and that you matter. People will, I feel like in your life might say, yeah, well, maybe if you weren't there, this wouldn't have happened to you. Fuck you. You're supposed to be there. If I wasn't there where I went through all that shit, bro, I would not be able to be here with any of you guys. I was rude. I was a straight A, wannabe fucking preppy little bitch at school. And I treated people horribly until my sister died. And I was 14 when she died. And I thought to myself, damn, dude, who the fuck would have came to my funeral if I was this cruel to people? Some of you guys have that ice cold cruelty, like you're coming up with like me. And we get like that. And I know we do. And I'm calling out to you to just say, just chill out. Get some rest. If you need to come stay with me ever and you're safe, you're always welcome. We can do nature things like camping. You got to put the drugs and the passion to the side right now. You might download that Law of Attraction app. When I broke up with Edward, I was very sad. With Zeke too, it was sad. I'd found a man hanging, and I relocated jobs, houses, phones, and became single. And I just don't ask for help either. I don't reach out. I go MIA. I turned my phone off for 5 months. My dad got real worried. He actually bought me a phone. He went and got me a phone from Verizon. And I just took off to the Bering Sea. I'm getting anxiety even returning to the memory, and that's how your body will do. And you got to ground yourself, and you got to remember that in these moments, just because I'm talking about that day and how I handled it, my now body will pull up that feeling. And you need to take a breath, and you need to know that whenever you think about a memory, you will feel the way you felt during that moment. It's inevitable. That doesn't make you stressed or anxious or bad or good. It makes your memory return to the memory. That's where you're going with that. That's why you feel daily anxiety. That's why some of you guys are feeling daily PTSD, which is going to cause anger. Some of you guys have probably anxiety mixed with PTSD like I did. And that is, we're going to get rage. We get rage. We get angry. And we're not going to fucking cry like a little bitch. We're going to get mad. And we're going to make money. And we say things like, fuck bitches. And when we do that, we go MIA. We push everybody we love away. And we have a deep glare in our soul that fucking can cut through everybody. But we won't do that anyway. We wouldn't even do that. See, and that's where the devil and God, and they're both fine. I don't fear either one of them. I fear myself more than both of them. They don't fucking do shit to me. They're there for me. The devil and God live together in the 4D. I'm not tripping on either one of them. It's more what the fuck we can do to ourselves. And that's who the fuck will go down. It's us. By us. We'll walk right into danger. You know that we will be the one to take our own selves out. And that's the thing. Some of you guys could have thought some things that I thought lately. The ultimate price. Removing yourself from everybody. By yourself. And you have got to get clean. Because that is the pain that I know that you feel. And that is why we're here today as a group. And you will be strong. We're going to be strong together. And I'm not going to tell you to do anything. But what I can tell you is that 60 days is a short period of time to program events. I'm sure that many of you are past that mark with other things. Just keep that in mind for future things. What you can do is at least look up self-help groups and be here with the tarot readers, like whatever it is, like we're all here for you. But when you are under the use of something, full time. You're never yourself. And there are two yous. There's two me's. There's tequila Tara. There's fucking coffee in the morning Tara. There is obviously Tweaker Tara. And you guys all have your opinions about each one of Tara's. And you're right. And so be honest with your people. If you want to be stupid, don't make them feel stupid for asking you questions about it. Okay? That's not okay. If you don't want to talk about it, don't. But there's things that you would need to do to still be stupid. And you like need your own space. You can't be dependent on another person when you want to be stupid. Because whoever the fuck you're needing things from may not like your stupid self. And they don't have to let you live there. And they don't have to pay you money. They don't have to let you work for them. Things like that. And so just know that if you do choose to be stupid, there are sacrifices that people do make, and that could be you within their space. When we choose to use hard drugs, we get pretty much kicked out of anything that's worthwhile. It's a different life. I wouldn't use them if you can help it. Try to be clean, and I'm not saying that I'm always clean, but block the people that you need to. Think about your beautiful, juicy, booby self and how everyone likes that person more. Think about the fact that you go to the lake, that you go camping, and you know damn well you have good time management when you're sober. You're not like doing weird shit. It's just not a good life, man. Switch over. I mean, addicts switch anyway. Some of you guys have gambling issues too, man. That one's gotta be hard. We'll figure it out. You're gonna have to, though. Some of you guys have a 5-year-old.